So, honorable members, we proceed to the last matter, which is non-revenue water. So, the auditor, you can pick one of the other companies, and then you give us the figures for non-revenue in all the companies.
Thank you, Chair. Non-revenue water issue affected 4 companies, except NYERI water, which was within the threshold. So, for Madira, 34%, Tetu water, 34%, Narumoru, 29%, and Odam Kuni at 43%. So, Chair, we are going to read Tetu water.
Chair, the report of the Auditor General on Tetu Water and Sanitation PLC for the year ended 30th June 2025, high non-revenue water. During the financial year under review, the company produced 177,356 cubic meters of water, out of which only 117,355 cubic meters was billed to customers. The balance of 60,301 cubic meters, which represents approximately 34% of the total volume of water produced, is non-revenue water, NRW, with projected fiscal value of Kenya shillings 40,096,935. The non-revenue water of 34% was over and above the allowable limit of 25% set by Water Services Regulatory Board guidelines. In the circumstances, the company may have lost revenue through unaccounted for water. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. Governor, your response?
Thank you very much, Chair. I will ask SMS Wanjau to give us the response.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to submit the following. I've indicated a table showing the reduction, the non-revenue water progress is as shown below, from 2022-2023 financial year from 36.6% to 34% in 2024-2025 financial year. To address the high NRW, the following measures have been undertaken and are ongoing. Number 1, pipeline rehabilitation and upgrading. Replacement of aged and frequently leaking pipeline sections within supply areas by upgrading the existing plastic and asbestos cement pipeline to more durable, high-density pipes to minimize breakage and reduce physical losses. We are implementing 2 projects aimed at rehabilitating the existing pipelines. The company has been funded by Water Sector Trust Fund to replace 22 kilometers of old dilapidated lines, reduce technical losses, and also upgrade the bearing system at a cost of 17.5 million. Tana Water Works Development Agency is replacing all asbestos cement pipes with HDPE pipes, among other works, including construction of a modern treatment works with 10,000 cubic meters capacity per day and a 16-inch diameter pipeline. Treated water will reduce clogging of meters and pipe bursts, thus reduce NRW. Replacement of 15 kilometer asbestos pipes will also reduce frequent pipe bursts and leaks, as shown as I've indicated an annex 10. Number 2, with establishment of NRW unit, the company has constituted a dedicated NRW team responsible for routine monitoring, leak detection, and prompt repairs to minimize physical losses, as shown in Annex 11. Number 3, implementation of metering policy. The policy contains activities around customer meter that treats loss of water. Customer meters used to be installed in the compounds have been relocation of customer meters close to the optics and is connecting dormant connections from the main line. The policy also gives standard procedure of meter installation that facilitate optimum functionality of the meter, as shown in Annex 12. And number 4, network zoning and data monitoring. To continue monitoring the current district metered areas and create new ones to enable accurate tracking of system inputs and outputs for better control and accountability, if shown Annex 13 showing DMA, district metered areas. Number 5, capacity building. Continuous training to all staff on NRW reduction techniques on both commercial and technical losses, and the use of GIS tools for network mapping and monitoring. And we have shown Annex 14. I submit here.
Auditor, your comments on the response?
Thank you, Chair. This is an issue of compliance, so the issue is not addressed. Still outside the allowable threshold. Thank you.
Okay, so you said NYERI water did not have an unrevenue water.
Sure, Chair. What is there is just
But it had a query on unmetered customers. So how did that not affect the unrevenue water?
We talk of non-revenue water, of course, we do measure what they produce vis-a-vis what was sold and what is in stock. So when you look at the figures, they are within that threshold.
So the MDs of all these other companies, I don't know why you are not learning from NYERI what they are doing. Have you tried to benchmark with them to see what they are doing that you are not doing?
Yes, Chair.
Yes. What are you not doing that they are doing?
No. Let me first of all start by saying we are benchmarking with them, and they are also rendering their staff to our area of operation to educate us on how we install meters and also how to reduce NRW.
So, Auditor, which company had 43? Was it 43 or what figure was it?
Othaya Mukureni had 43%.
That was Othaya.
Yes.
Which means it's 18% above the benchmark.
Sure, Chair.
So the MD for Othaya, what was the composition of physical losses versus commercial losses in that figure of 43?
Thank you, Chair. Through our governor, we have partnered with NYERI and other players, and we are in the process of now computing that analysis. But in our estimate is about 60-40, 60 commercial and 40 physical.
But do you remember in the last meeting we held, you promised us that you will come with those figures so that it should be very clear how much is physical losses and how much is commercial losses. You promised that you will come with those figures. Where are those figures?
Yes, Chair, we did promise, and we now engaged a consultant so that we do it very scientifically, so that we bring figures that we can be able to stand with very firmly. And they're also assisting us in now rolling out, addressing or giving the solutions to each category of the causes.
Because I can tell you, Governor, the non-revenue water is largely commercial. It's commercial losses. When they tell you about dilapidated network, blah, blah, all those things, that is a simple reason to give. But practically, it is commercial losses. Because with the 43% water loss, you will create so many rivers in Othaya with that water. So there must be something, a solution is around commercial losses, even issues of billing. You may find that some customers are not billed, but they receive water. But that money somehow ends up in some people's pocket. You know, there are water companies in this country which are not making profits, are not making money, but there are staff working there and they are comfortable. We meet them here all the time. So that's why I say this NRW, it has a lot to do with commercial loss than physical losses. So I think that is one area that needs to be looked at. But because we have NYERI here, you can give us your experience, how you are dealing with this matter of non-revenue water, particularly the categorization between physical losses and commercial losses.
Thank you, Chair, for that opportunity. Yeah, in NYERI, we don't say we don't have a challenge. It's only that we are within the sector benchmark over years, and it has been a journey which has taken over that years, because previously, say around 2006, 2007, there about you are at 50%. But a lot has been put into it. That is data analysis, issues of investment with the technology, especially in terms of pipe, and also in terms of capacity building our staff, and also changing the attitude, where non-revenue is everybody's business. It's not only maybe the technical team. We have attempted to analyze between commercial and physical losses. Last year we were at 18.2%, and when you analyze internally and using the International World Association format, ours is about 50-50, 50% commercial, 50% is a thin line, 50% physical. And when you talk of physical, there is what you can see, but there are also quite a number of other leakages which you may not see. They are called background leaks, which are underneath, and they constitute quite a lot of huge part of the physical losses. For commercial losses, yeah, we have commercial losses. We have issues of meter inaccuracies, issues of illegal connections, which we are working on, among other maybe few billing issues here and there. Thank you.
Very well, members, any issue you want to raise?
Mine, Chair, is just a comment. You know, Governor, we've been sending very many customers to you. Very many counties appear here, and we tell them to come and benchmark in NYERI. I don't know whether now we are going to tell Mukurweine to benchmark with NYERI water. And I also don't know whether the structures are around, but if the easiest way to solve the non-revenue water of, I think, Tetu, if the structure would allow, you would rotate to your MDs and you would see maybe whether you can get some difference.
Thank you very much, Chair. We are progressively working towards that. I have already asked, now that we have a new board, a new governance structure, that they visit NYERI water. And occasionally, I am very reluctant to allow any benchmarking outside my county, because I always ask this simple question. If people come from Zambia to benchmark with NYERI water, why does Tewasco want to go to Rwanda to go and, it doesn't work that way. So we really are working towards that. I think just the other day, when are you sitting? I asked them, all of them, the companies, to sit and come up with a common staff establishment, so that we know, and they can borrow from Tewasco and see, because there could be people around within those water companies who do nothing, and some are those the chair has described as people who are there very happy, but and many times we have sabotage within even management can create that non-revenue water. Because I know of one person whom we almost sacked, who would say, tell the board when invited that non-revenue water itateremuka nikisema. So you don't understand what that means, you know. So those are some of the areas and challenges that, but we'll address them progressively. But there is also one other thing, Chair, that I must also say. I have listened and engaged even with very many of these water companies, especially when they visit NYERI. Governor, we must stop too much interference as executive in these water companies. We must let them run as independent entities, monitor their performance, but not be overly because you hear things, there is too much. If there is too much government in Nyewasco, things do not work. And in NYERI, we have allowed them to run. We have structures where we keep monitoring. And this is happening. I think the last time we had a seminar in NYERI, what was it, December last year? And many of the companies were complaining about that. But if we allow ourselves, allow the companies to be run professionally, then all things will work out well. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe before we conclude on that, NYERI Water, we have given you a lot of praise, but there is something disturbing me in the report. The issues of active accounts that are not billed, unbilled sewer services. Well, what's happening here?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for that compliment. On the issues raised and the issues touching on the billing, we have attempted to explain the engagement you have had with the auditor and what we are putting across. Maybe it's how the data was presented, because generally, if you're right, maybe I don't have to read all what you have said about it. But we have tackled quite a number of issues on billed customers, customers who are not billed on sewer and such. It's about the system logic, which maybe by the time you are giving our report, when we have the auditors, they depicted a different picture, but you have explained, probably you'd
so maybe I think that matter you need to sit down with the auditors, sure, and reconcile so that we get a correct picture. Sure. Because we are praising you for non-revenue water, but with those anomalies in billing, we need to get clarity. So auditors, you will sit down and you give us a report in the next 14 days. So honorable members, I think we conclude at this point. And maybe just ask the governor to make final comments, and then we adjourn.
Thank you very much, Chair, honorable members, and your partners, and all of us. I think I really want to appreciate this session. It has been insightful, and we are making progress. My commitment is we will ensure that we address all the matters that have been raised here, all the requirements, if there are timelines, if there are documents that must arrive, reach this office within time, we will do that. And finally, let me just appreciate your Chair and your team. We appreciate the good work you're doing. Many times we appear before many committees and it becomes a shouting match. So we really want to thank you. And on clarity, I am a 4-termer. I am not a 2-term, I'm not a 1-term. And I still remain committed to the goodwill of this nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Governor and your team. We wish you well, and we look forward to you addressing some of the issues members have raised here, particularly on receivables and payable and non-revenue water. And next year when you'll be appearing here again, it will be a year when we are renewing our mandates. So we expect you to go and work so hard so that time we see a lot of progress in these companies. So thank you very much and safe trip back to NYERI.
Thank you very much too.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. So we adjourn until Monday at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Chair.